Hi, and welcome back to real-time watercolor painting, glass and metallic object, and maybe an onion. Okay. So anyway, we are on cheap watercolor paper. Unfortunately, I thought it was arches, but it's not. And anyway, uh, yesterday we started. Today we are going to continue. The glass is looking glassy. The metallic is, I don't know if it's going to look metallic. We'll see. Uh, there's some cloth back there. We started the cloth. I think we're going to work on the cloth a little with a number 10 brush just to sort of warm up and not do anything that could, potentially destroy our, work in progress. So, to start out, we just need some kind of gray for the cloth. So here's a gray, and we want it pretty light, so there's a lot of water in there. So let's just jump in there and see, like, this area here. Let's try to sort of depict that area right there. Let's see what we got. Okay. So you're not really seeing the same angle I am, unfortunately, but whatever. This is this. Okay, let's try to do this thing up here, which is, I guess it starts right here. This would be this little curve right here. And then we're going close to, and then it goes up here. And then we want to get a subtle thing kind of right here. And let's establish our outer edge of the metallic object. And we'll go here. So this nice thing about that is we just established the outer edge of that using negative space. I want to make this, sort of remove this paint that's right here. It's not really removing. Okay, so let's go a little darker on that. That's like a green thing. So we want to get like a gray that is leaning heavily into blue, or a cool color, because the cool colors will go farther back. So that looks like a good cool, I even had that. Oh, I'm really showing that. That's a cool gray. We want a cool gray because this is behind everything, and cool colors should recede, whereas warm colors should come forward. So let's see, and it's got some green in it, which is not exactly a good idea, but whatever. And then we're on wood pulp paper, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Just kind of go with what we got, I guess, here. So I'm try to blend that. And then let's just see about this. Can we still see the, no, we can't. So yes, we're trying to establish this area here. Let's see, there's a thing here. And then we got this. Hi, thanks for joining, and I super appreciate that thumbs up. I think 8 or 9 thumbs up is my world record. Hey, USA Blood Hunter, hi to you. Thanks a lot for the greeting. We're doing real-time watercolor painting, clear glass and metallic object, and maybe an onion, but I don't know about the onion. We'll see. Right now we're trying to warm up because, you know, sat there playing chess and backgammon on the computer for like the last 4 hours. And now we're ready to finally maybe get some work done here. All right. And so, and then let's see, there's a thing there. We're crying our eyes out because we started this painting on wood pulp paper. This paper is Amazon Basics. When I bought it, I thought it was going to be perfectly fine, and but I don't really want to paint any watercolor on wood pulp paper anymore. So that's just you know, when you are an aspiring watercolor artist, then you know, you sort of make a decision what kind of paper you will accept. And I was very accepting of wood pulp paper for a very long time, but now I'm no longer so accepting of it. Okay. Anyway, so here we're just trying to, oh boy, that comes down to here. Oh well. I guess we're going to have to go a little poetic license. I was just doing this line. This is actually the bottom of that line, the edge of the thing. There's a little warm gray. I'm just going to go here for the heck of it. We don't really want a warm color back there because this is, you know, falling back, but you know, it's supposed to be behind everything else. So I see I got a splotch of water here. Okay, there's another one. Anyway, we're just trying to hopefully quickly. Okay, this area here is that. Let's see about just a dark, just to go for it. So dark, dark. Oh yeah, so we're up here. And it goes all the way to there. And then here, this is what's going to be the most negative space we have so far. Thank you. 3 thumbs up. That's so fantastic. Thank you so much. And hey, Damien, um, thanks for saying hi or whatever you said. I see you retracted your message. And P Dog, I super appreciate your visit, your greeting, and your compliment. Thank you very much. I wonder what Damian Higgins said and then changed his mind. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, that looks kind of good. It's sort of a poetic license, this little highlight, and we certainly don't want a point of contrast, especially way up there, but it looks pretty good, so let's just go with it. And here I'm going to just try to go here. And I don't know if that's a good place there, but so that's like this area up here. And there we got that, and so let's go here. And What do you think? Should we paint the onion in? It's oh man, that's not really going that great. Let's see. All right, let's paint the onion in. Why not? It's going to be a big, complicated painting. We paint that onion in. Okay. So to start with, I'm just going to see about hitting this area right here. My whole, watercolor thing is to identify planes of fairly consistent color or tonal value, and then paint them, and as opposed to like draw the onion first, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea in this instance, but you know this is like the fun way to do watercolor, I think. So anyway, I guess this top edge is up here. Why don't we just go right there to say, hi, I'm the onion. And I guess, speaking of not drawing first, let me draw first and get rid of the mark we had for the and that's kind of in the wrong place, so how about that? But it's fine. I mean, there's this we got a dark shadow there, so I guess it's okay. So just right off the bat, why don't we just try to do these lines that are on the onion. And we don't want to have a thing that looks like a piece of yarn that goes. Okay, I'm going to just try to establish the outer edge of the metallic object here. And instead of drawing a line in the outer edge, we are doing the onion, which is essentially negative space. So I guess we could call this an underpainting. See this little white area here? I'm going to leave that in. I think that's going to help us out when we are doing the onion and trying to get depth. And let's just hint at the this thing that's sticking out of the top of the onion. Just to have, I mean, it's all the onion is all kind of one thing. So to have the consistency of color in the underpainting is good. Now let's try to, well, I guess let's just see about sort of getting the 3D look in our underpainting. And that it comes out right about here. Let's see if we can blend that, because that was turned into what's sort of a mistake. Now we need our bronzy kind of onion. We just did this onion. In fact, this is the same onion. And we did that, I don't know, that was the last real-time watercolor painting, I think, before we started this. I don't know. Smack to the lamp. Okay. And let's not forget our single light source here. Check out there's the single light source. That is going to help us when we want to say where is the shadow, because this light here, which is this thing, is 100 LED light bulbs that gives you like 32 shadows there. And so, like, who needs it? 3 upvotes. Thanks so much. Super appreciate that. Going for a world record of a personal best, which is I think 9 is for a real-time watercolor painting. So anyway, what are we doing? We're doing that onion. We're looking for the bronzy thing. This color here is called French ochre. It's It's a good base. There's some yellow I had for the last onion, so now we're gonna just do the French ochre, and what's this is a really cool color. It's called Aussie Red Gold, which was used to be my favorite color. Now it's just high on the list. I don't really have a favorite color right now. So let's go for it here. Yeah, your onion's looking pretty good, right? Okay, so the one area right there has the boldest, bronzy color. This is kind of like white out area, so um, you want to water that down now, and just to get a lighter tone on the left side, same color, lighter tone. Okay, looks good. Try to get a few of these lines in. Like we're gonna paint over this, so it's okay that it looks dumb at this stage. Now I want to lean heavier into the of this color, which is I believe that was one of our onion colors. So let's see what that is. Yes, so we got a darker thing, kind of in the same theme. Let's just see, like right here. Right there, you see that dark splotch. So, I don't know how that dark splotch is relating to our onion, and a couple of these lines here. Hopefully we start getting the 3D look. Just hint at this thing that's up here. So that looks like a line. I really do not want any lines on the watercolor, so I'm gonna like blend that so it doesn't look like a line. I need to look like a shade instead. If you're a beginner, there's certainly nothing wrong with, doing, a line drawing, even an ink drawing on top of a watercolor, and that can be really nice and look pro. And I know I've done it before and thought, wow, that looks so great. But at this stage, I don't really want to do any lines. So just plop that there. I mean, these rib things, we are putting lines. You can see on this one, which I wasn't that happy with it, but we do have some lines there, and that does help the, to say hello, I'm around spherical thing. 4 thumbs up. Wow, fantastic. Thanks so much, everybody. I see no one's here. This would be a great time to go get more coffee, wouldn't it? So I'm going to just do here to finish the... here I'm leaving a super thin white in between this and this, because I guess when you're at my level, which is not exactly what I'd call the advanced level, then it's kind of a good, helpful shortcut to, I'm trying to make this picture smaller now. Okay. To help you with definition and all. So, I'm just going to go here. And you see a black line that's right there. I'm just leaving that white for the moment. And here we're just trying to say hello, we're a round thing and not, a weird shape thing. So I'm just going down to here. Then there's a shadow there that is going to bring it all together when we get the shadow in. Now I think we got to, we really need some red right here, but I don't have red on the brush right now. I want to go here and just kind of keep building this thing. There's a big highlight here, so we're leaving an area with no paint. There's a like a burnt umber sort of. I'm trying to just get the negative space that's you know, the cup is we're establishing the outer line of the cup by using negative space, and that's a lot of water on there, so I'm just going to pick some of that up with the brush. I took some you know, the paint out of the brush, squished it out, and now we're just trying to get a perfect beautiful line there, and it sort of looked good. Now I want to do a kind of an orange, so let's just get the forget what they call this red right here, but it's a good bad red. It's super opaque for some reason, and that's not always great. So now I'm going to call that orange, and where we want orange right here would be good. Right here a little bit, and there's this, you know, thing right here that's like sticking out. I think we could maybe try to do that. So the inside of that is sort of yellow. Let's put some yellow here. And again, I'm trying to leave little white specks up the paper there. So, you know, I don't know if that looks so good at all, but we'll see. I'll try to get some right here. That looks good. Right here, there's a little bit of greenish, which we're gonna have to add when we get some greenish on there. And should we do this piece of onion skin? I don't know. Maybe. Let's try. Okay. And then there's another one up here. I don't really like that one, but whatever. Just going with observation at this point. Now we want to go back to that red. Okay, looks good. There's some red up here, not very much. Just a couple of dots there. Oh yeah, so we want to have like a burnt umber, which I don't really have a burnt umber kind of color. We should look up how to make that. I'm not really sure. Anyone want to look up how to make burnt umber with watercolor, what colors you mix, and let's just try. I got this thing that's like a, it looks kind of like Van Dyke brown. Let's mix some blue and see if we, oh, that's coming out green. It's a little bit like a burnt umber, I guess. See what happens here. It's a greenish burnt umber. And got some super dark violet. That's not really helping much at all. No, is that a burnt umber? Sort of. Okay, let's see if that's a good burnt umber. Well, actually it's not a bad color, so I think what would be good is put some right here. That looks good, and then we want some down here. So in general, it's not a good idea to be using the same tone here and here, since this is allegedly closer to the viewer than over here. So Here I'm leaving these little white areas because there's those little stringy things that are, you know, coming off the bottom, and we want to accentuate those whenever we get to that stage. So here I'm just gonna see here. Here I'm gonna try to sort of blend the shadow out, squish the water off the brush. See it here. Okay. That's kind of a poetic license, what we just did on that shadow, because that's not actually on there. Trying to hit the single light source to see that the shadow we just painted is miles away. That's, trying to get all the, okay. That looks good. This hard edge here is good because that's an area that's close, so having a hard edge is gonna help it look forward, you know, closer to us. And then try to go here. Critical area right here because that's the front edge of the metallic object. Now here, this is the outer edge of the glass. And this has definitely got to be going like this. Okay. This is going to be like an echo of the reflective shadow of the glass, which we have several of these and that's leaning green, which I don't like, but whatever, we gotta, now I'm gonna try to lift off some of this paint here. It's not exactly lifting off great, but not too bad either. Now we want to get this outer edge of the glass there, that's good. Okay, that looks good. Put the other light back on. And, you know, I could get a much cleaner line right here, possibly. Kind of crude looking right there. Just look at this area. Nothing like, you know, ignoring the really fine details at the early stage here. Anyway. What just happened? Checking out the ceiling. Oh, come on. So I appreciate the 4 thumbs up. Thanks, everybody. 9 thumbs up is my record for a live stream. Just saying. Not that anyone it should be, you know. I'm not inviting frivolous likes. You know, don't give me a thumbs up unless you really just try. gets various tones in this shadow here because having all one tone, of course, looks flat. This actually looks like it's coming forward when it's supposed to be behind, so I think the solution to that is to lean into a blue leaning gray, and there, that's pretty blue, so let's just see if this helps. Maybe that's looking like it's going back now, I don't know. I'm gonna kind of blot it up because it's too dark, but hopefully we keep some of the blue. There is a little blue there. I don't know if that's good to have that or not. Now we have a slight blue. This puts a slight blue there. Okay, that's cool. All right, so we said, should we paint the onion? And now we're painting the onion. What, you know what I'm avoiding and, you know, putting off till the last minute is the inside of the metallic thing, because that is the it's going to be the make or break, do or die. And you know, once we start painting that, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to take this a little bit more. It's looks stupid there, so that's why. Maybe that's better. Okay, and then we were working on the cloth. Let's see about. So this looks kind of like a pointer, like an arrow, and you know, if we can get away with having an arrow in there that does not really, you know, register as an arrow, then that's fantastic, because if we had a bunch of arrows pointing to the middle of the thing, you know, it directs the eye into the thing, because the eye naturally follows the direction of an arrow, you know, without even thinking about it. So I'm leaving that. It's kind of a puddle now. In a minute, I'm going to blot it up. Just hopefully we get a subtle, you know, thing there. Anyway, so let's try to hit the cloth more. We'll see if we can get some paint all over the cloth, or thereabouts. Let's see over here. I'm gonna try and get some. I was saying before, I really was hoping this was cotton paper. It turns out it's not. It's wood pulp paper. So, you know, it's okay. This is going to be the top edge. And speaking of arrows, this is not really looking like the ideal thing to have on the top. Oh look, so we never actually painted the, let's see if we can do this line. Are we even in there? Okay. I'm gonna try to do this whole line going down here. Starting right there. That's actually negative space here. This is actually here. This area is nice. If we can get that, you know, looking very tight, that's going to really help us out with our overall composition. So we see from here over to here is like right there. So this is like the beginning of the thing that sticks up off the and then here, and then this will be the, let's see what that looks like with the real light. Okay, it's only a subtle thing there, so this shadow is not actually there, but it's there a little bit. So let's just go here. This goes there. And actually, so here we should go up to here. And this wire, we're not going to put that wire in. Okay, so now and since I was just saying how I don't want any lines in the watercolor, it's kind of suspicious that I'm making lines here, but I guess once in a while you just gotta have some lines, I guess. Okay, here. Here I'm just in a hurry to get this paint laid down, and I don't know if that's good. I don't like that color at all, but we need a thing there. It should be a cool gray. Trying to quickly get a cool gray because this watercolor paper is not the most forgiving. That looks good. And then here, I want to soften these lines here, and especially when I hit the onion here. Okay, soft that. Good. Make that softer. Then here, we just want a softer thing here. Now, technically that should be on the warm side, so I'm just going to go a little warmer right here. It's not exactly as warm as we might hope. That looks okay. I'm going to try to take a lot of that off, but I don't mind having a little bit in there. And down here, I'm just going to put a thing. Now there's a lot of yellow. And let's see about having these again. Let's see that. I'm looking at these things here because that's what's actually right here. Let's see. There's like a big one there. skinny one, and here it just kind of fades out. There's a slight edge there. That color sucks, but you know, we gotta get, say I'm here and I'm a shade in that area, so let's see right here. And let's just make this a little bit heavier. That's good. These two look good. Okay. That looks terrible up there, but you know, maybe we could just cut it off later. Who knows? I want to just lean into a blue. See what that color is. All right, I'm just gonna. I don't know if this is a good idea, but not really great. But anyway, we have hinted that there's blue there, and then I'm just gonna sort of go everywhere up there because this is just so it's hardly any contrast, hopefully. Switching brushes here. This is like a hint there, that's better, okay. It's like a hint of yellow in that other brush, and so instead of cleaning the brush, we're going to switch brushes. I don't want to just come out right out and say a lazy artist, but sometimes I think that might be the case. All right, let's see. All right, background looks like crap, but you know. And since our paper kind of sucks, this is not going to help our paper much. But anyway, now we're, where's that little blue? And put some more blue up here. Let's try a little blue right here. Okay. I guess the background, we have laid down some paint on the background. And I guess right here there's another edge of the, let's see. Trying to just sort of hint where all this, you know, background cloth is. Hopefully, just by working on the little details in the cloth, it'll magically look like cloth at some point. Try to get a little more here. All right, I guess glance looks kind of like cloth. Thank you for the 4 thumbs up. Much appreciated. My world personal record on a live stream is 9 thumbs up. I'm not saying that this is a 9 thumbs up type of project. Whoa, whoa, 10 people here. Hello, 10 people. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Real-time watercolor painting, clear glass, metallic object, and maybe an onion that turned out to be, yes, we're painting the onion. What I'm putting off is this part here. To me, that's the most challenging of anything on this paper, even though I just tried to hint at the cloth, and that is looking horrible. But, oh wow, 46 minutes, good golly. Anyone else want to give me a thumbs up? If I get 5, that's going to be the top 50% of my, live streams. Anyway, so another thing that I would like to mention is that I thought this was cotton paper. It's wood pulp, so that's a bummer. And, if you look like right here, if you look right here, this area here, it looks like the way the paint is beating around this little white thing is not accepting the paint, and that's like the downside of having this wood pulp paper. But anyway, I didn't realize it was wood pulp until we got like an hour and a half in. Anyway, let's bounce right back. And another thing about wood pulp is, like, we don't really like these little area right here. If this was cotton paper, that might just disappear, but I don't think it's going to disappear. So I'm rubbing, I put water on there, and now there's a puddle on there. I'm going to let the puddle hopefully disintegrate some of that paint. I doubt it will. If it was cotton paper, it would. So let's just see. That should be long enough. Yep, it didn't do anything. But maybe later we can go with the Posca enamel pen and clean up little problem areas like that. I don't really like to use that. I mean, it's not that it's a cheat or anything like that. It's just, if we can do the whole thing with, watercolor purity, that would be better. I'm just going to try to paint a little more in that cloth. This was a faint gray leaning blue. And let's just put this up here. There's a lot of white areas in the cloth, so let's like go here. If we could eventually cover up all these white areas, that would be good. At least I think so. And I'm going to see about just a big area right here. Very faint, but having all these subtle faint tones is where it's at. And this, we got very brown down here. I'm just going to see about some blue here. Might not look blue, but it is my blue leaning faint gray. Anyway, I gotta run for a quick intermission. Thank you everybody who came. Thank you for 4 thumbs up. Real-time watercolor painting, clear glass, onion, and metallic object. And this is the approximate view that I have from where I'm sitting. And here is what we got so far. Glass looks classy. Metallic is getting metallic. Onion is looking onionish. Cloth is the jury's out. But anyway, many thanks for the thumbs up and all the nice greetings, and